idea, taking the radio show and putting it on television. It's brilliant. Explosive television. Shocking television. This is good television. This is genius. No, it has nothing to do with it being you. Okay. What is it, Bababooey?
We have two phone callers on the line. The first one, this guy right there, that's the guy that made the phone call to Peter Jennings on Friday night about the O.J. Simpson thing.
Now, I understand. I didn't see the ABC report, but Al Michaels was part of it.
Yeah.
Well, Al Michaels comes into it because Peter Jennings has
Al Michaels is a big fan of our show. He's a sports announcer with ABC, obviously. Everyone knows who he is. And Peter Jennings, I guess Peter Jennings, you know, it's really true what I say about anchor people. We watch them, and the real good ones make you feel like they're so intelligent.
Yes.
But Peter Jennings, like all anchormen, is a puppet head.
He's like the straw man in The Wizard of Oz.
If it is not written down on a piece of paper for an anchorman, I guarantee you they can't say it.
I don't think Peter Jennings has a brain.
They don't know that it's a phony phone call until somebody tells them in their earpiece.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he'll just keep going.
Because what it was is the setup was O.J. was out on the highway, I guess, and they're following it, and Peter Jennings says, I haven't heard this yet, but Peter Jennings says something like, hey, there's a guy, a witness right there. He saw O.J.
No, they were already in the driveway.
Yeah. Oh, okay. And he says,
Right,
he says, I'm O.J.'s neighbor. But meanwhile, the guy sounds like Stephen Fetchit. He goes, hello there, Peter Jennings. It was a real bad one. He
Doing
did,
a real bad black dialect?
like I do every day. And he goes, now, looky here, I see out the door. Now, first of all, where's a guy who sounds like that next door to O.J. Simpson? I mean, you know, use your head.
He might have been in the gardener's cottage.
My father said he was watching it on TV. He says, this Peter Jennings is a nincompoop.
Thank goodness for Al Michaels. And I'm beginning to think the sports guys are the ones with the real brain.
Yeah. You know, David Biannacouli in his column today says that Stern ought to tell his audience and his most devoted followers that it's time to stop. That would be the right thing to do. He says by not telling them, I've told them not to do it. They don't listen to me. He's saying the prankster should never have made the call, and Stern, by not firmly and seriously disavowing such poor taste phone calls during coverage, has reached the point where he shares the blame.
Excuse me.
Where is that coming from?
Mr. Biannacouli, I think it's incumbent upon news organizations to check their sources.
Yeah.
I have to question what these other sources are, if they ever call back and check to see if these people are valid or have
In other words,
real true story to tell.
You're saying by those phone callers, it shows you that the media will talk to anybody.
Absolutely. And they'll report to you what anybody says.
Thank you.
You can make up anything.
Thank you. And as a matter of fact, it certainly showed that during this whole thing that Peter Jennings
Is out to lunch.
is out to lunch. In fact, he should be watched for Suicide Watch. Gary, you've got the strangest face I ever saw. Did you see yourself on the E! Show?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
At the end of the show, we talk about your lips and how you can't get your lips over your teeth. How you couldn't actually force your lips over your teeth.
Gotcha.
I never saw... You look
one
dopier.
of the funniest things I have ever seen on television.
Funnier than that shot that goes right up your nostrils, Robin?
No, I didn't see that one. All I saw was you trying to stretch those teeth.
I thought Robin looked kind of
those
pretty.
lips.
I don't know. Somebody faxed me.
Kind of pretty?
Somebody faxed me. And
Yeah, I thought you looked really nice.
somebody faxed and said, Robin's very pretty, but don't do the shot that goes up her nostrils.
I never
Wow.
saw that shot. I never saw anything. Except Gary's teeth. That was funny.
Wait a second.
Gary, I
you didn't
tuned
see
in-
you, but you saw my teeth.
I did.
You get the E! Network. I don't. But I got to tell you, they sent over the tape, and I'm looking at Gary's teeth. I said, this looks like the gates to O.J. Simpson's estate. I said, I've never seen anything like
There
it.
was that one
First of
shot
all-
where he put the paper up
Right.
and he tried to get ready.
Yeah.
And he really tried to
I was
force his
laughing.
lips over
Let me
his
see you put your
teeth.
lips over your teeth right now.
Done.
What? Let me see. Look how the lips... Now, look how the lips stretch over the teeth. What? Watch. Look.
I told you, listen.
It doesn't look like
it's
you're
a shock
relaxed.
that I have big teeth and big lips.
All right. It's just funny. It's funny to watch on TV.
Did you see the review in the paper today?
No.
The guy said, I do have to report that Gary does have extremely big teeth.
It does not.
We
say
got.
that.
By the way, the E! Show. I was yelling at the. I gotta tell you everything that's going on with E! But I was yelling Sunday night about this shot, that shot, because it's hard working with robot cameras, and we're really everyone's working hard to try to get this thing looking just right. And I was yelling and yelling and yelling. Then I opened up the paper this morning, and the guy gave us 3.5 stars out of 4 for the E! Show, and I go, hey, disregard everything I said.
Yes, just
No.
forget what I said over the weekend.
But it's a work in progress. I mean, putting cameras in a studio like this using robot cameras, it's going to take time to work it all out and, get it all together. But anyway, let's get back to this guy, and then I'll talk about the E-Show.
I just have to say one more thing. When Gary puts his lips over his teeth,
yeah,
it's like one of those bodybuilding poses.
Yeah.
You know how a guy has to work really hard to pump up his muscles?
Phone call.
Gary has to work really hard to get the lips over his teeth.
Yeah, I know, and it's like... It created a scene where every bit of energy in Gary's body had to be used.
It was Friday, the end of the week. I was out of energy. There's a guy on the phone that did something really good.
You're the guy who made the phone call?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, how'd you get through?
Okay, what I did was, first of all, I'm also the guy that made the Dexter phone call on the LIRR.
Oh, you're the guy who did the Colin Ferguson call.
I made 2 prank phone calls this year, and they both made the paper, so I'm very happy about that.
Well, let me tell you something. I was reading the Prodigy billboard service on computer, and many of the fans of the show were saying that whoever made that call has reached his peak of his talents. Because this call you're about to hear.
I see, okay.
All right, so you called up and you said...
what happened was this. Like you said, I was watching the Knick game. They cut away from the Knick game, which I was freaking out about. But I couldn't get through to Channel 4. That's who I really wanted to get through because it was really annoying not to watch the game.
Right.
So what happened was I ended up calling Channel 7 again. I figured I had luck with them the first time. And I said...
They're extra stupid, I guess.
Yeah. So I called up and I said, hi, this is KTLA. I need a producer right away. So they go, KTLA? Yeah, KTLA Los Angeles. Mike Fox with you. Get me a producer now. So they go ahead, scrambling around. All of a sudden, a producer, hello, KTLA? Yes, that's right. We got a satellite link up over there, and we've got some mobile units on an on-site location. If you're interested, I could patch you through on a switchboard if you want. Let's do it now, though. And in the background, and they're freaking out now. I hear in the background, some guy goes, okay, we got a guy from KTLA. They're flipping out over at the Channel 7. I don't know what's going on over there, but I'm cracking up, trying not to laugh. Then they're just like, okay, what do you got there? And I'm yelling in the background while they're doing this. They go, okay, Chicago, line 76, go with it.
You're adding atmosphere.
Yeah.
I really wanted to I had my brothers in the background. It was funny. So then finally they said, okay, we're going to give you through. I put him on hold for a second. I said, we're going to try and make the call. I put him on hold. I didn't make a call. I put him back on. I said, what kind of operation are you running over there? Don't you guys know what the hell you're doing? So I'm screaming at the guy. I wanted to get through right away. He goes, okay, we're going to give you a number right now. It's going to be direct line to the newsroom. Peter Jennings is going to pick up the phone.
So this points up again that nobody checks sources.
Let me tell you the truth. You guys have a better screening process than they do.
Gary, you should feel proud.
So,
Gary, maybe you can't cover your lips with your you can't cover your teeth with your lips, but you certainly can scream.
Boss, are you saying I'm smarter than Peter Jennings?
I am.
I'm saying a piece of wood is smarter than Peter Jennings.
Well, I feel good.
Oh, now I feel good.
So what happens is the next thing I know, I go ahead, I shut off my TV because I know there's going to be a delay on. I call up.
First of all, let's just say everyone was in a state of confusion because on one channel, you had 10 black guys. This is what I had observed, 10 black guys playing with a ball. And the other channel, you had 2 black guys in a car playing with a gun. I'm saying, where are the white people at? What is it? I can't get white people on my TV.
It's Friday night and no white people on TV.
The only white guy I saw for a few minutes was Larry King, and that's a poor example of a white person. I said, what is this? It's like color television. They literally meant it when... What, white people don't show up good on screen?
Did that guy in his article, when he wrote about this phone call, did he say anything about how the networks don't do anything to check?
No.
And how they're all in such a rush to scoop each other that they put on things like this?
No, they just blame us.
And by the way, I mean, really, what is the big deal if a guy gets through and says Bababooey?
Right, it's not like it's the most important. It's not like a presidential funeral.
And what if it was? So what?
If the guy got on and just lied convincingly, they would appreciate that much more.
Yeah, right. Which they do all the time. So anyway, you get on. So don't let me interrupt your story. So you get on.
Right. So I end up calling up, and Peter Jennings' producer is right there next to Peter Jennings, I guess, or right behind him. And they said, okay, you're the guy that spoke, that's right on location? So then all of a sudden I come up with this voice. I go, why, yes, I am. This be Robert Higgins, and I'll be across the street from O.J.
All right, so let's go listen to the tape at this point.
Okay.
All right, let's put it on right now.
Again, it just seems perfectly clear that Cowling wants everybody to be calm.
First of all, you know what another thing that pisses me off now that I'm listening to Peter Jennings handle this like it's a presidential funeral. This guy's worth $10 million, they say, O.J. Simpson. They should deduct from his money the amount of money it costs to have 50,000 police cars chasing him for an hour. Do you know what the taxpayers had to pay to apprehend this guy?
Well,
why do I have to pay for it?
The police didn't have to let O.J. slip through their fingers like
Fine.
that. They caused a lot of problems by not keeping an eye on O.J.
But the bottom
in the first
line
place.
is you and me have to pay, and the people of Los Angeles and everyone else in the world have to pay for police protection. Why am I paying for 5 cars, helicopters, and everything else?
There were 18 cars
18
following him.
Who do you think pays all these officers? Let O.J. pay them.
And who was watching the other criminals? Was O.J. the only criminal out in Los Angeles?
There were more
night?
people out looting during this than robbing and raping and stealing.
I would like to see a report of what else happened.
All right, let's get back to the phone call. Right now, Peter Jennings is, letting things
Nobody's
happen.
whispering anything in Peter's ear.
Right, he's looking... Peter, wake up. You look half asleep from that bad eye job. Here we go. Did he have an eye job?
I don't know.
All right, looked like it to me. Peter, wake up. Say something, quick. Wake up.
Ask everybody to be quiet for a moment. We have on the phone with us as well Robert Higgins, who lives in the neighborhood and is on the ground and can see inside the van. Mr. Higgins.
Yes, how are you?
Just about as tense as you are, sir.
Oh, my Lord, this is quite tense.
What can you see?
Oh, what I'm looking at right now is I'm looking at the van, and I see O.J. kind of slouching down, looking very...
Now, at this point, my father said to me, I didn't see that. He was watching. He says, everyone knew it was a phony phone call. It was definitely a Howard Stern fan.
Peter.
Except Peter. Al Michaels is like, look at him now.
I'm looking at the van. This is very intensive.
Peter Jennings had turned into George Goebel on the Tonight Show set as the cigarette ashes from Dean Martin were going into the cup.
Very upset. Now, looky here. He looks very upset. I don't know what he's going to be doing.
Can you see him doing anything specific? Is he merely sitting there?
He is just sitting around, just looking like he'd be very nervous.
He's picking his toes. He's looking like he'd be very nervous. Lordy have mercy. The man him picking his toes and looking very vulnerable. Great googly boogly.
I can't believe it.
Is it possible that Peter Jennings, in his distinguished career, has never spoken to a real black man?
No, he's Canadian.
Oh, okay. They don't have many.
Defense.
Tell me, as long as I have a black person on the phone, can you skate with that extra bone in your ankle? Why, knows I can't. That's why we can't swim either. Our feet are too heavy and weigh us right down to the cement in the pool.
Can you hear anything, Mr. Higgins?
It's just too much commotion. I be in the back of a news van, so I can't really hear that good, but I can see it all. And I see O.J. Man, and he looks scared. And I would be scared because there's cops all deep in this.
Thank you, Mr. Higgins.
And Bababooey to y'all.
The driveway of O.J. Simpson's home in Brentwood. Clearly an effort being made to have him come out of the vehicle in the doorway of the house.
I done be cut off the line.
Hey, does Peter know now?
Yeah, I think they might have informed him in his headphones. But he's so heroic
Such
that...
a robot.
Yeah, a robot puppet head. That
Makes no reference to it. The phone call just goes away.
Could you even believe that they didn't stop me right at the first word?
No.
Now, looky here.
I mean, that should have been a clue for anybody.
And you were supposed to be O.J. Simpson's neighbor.
Yeah, like a guy with that voice lives in Brentwood.
Yeah. Well, I done hit oil in my backyard, and I made my money that way. Oh-de-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
I've been sitting back at the newsstand here, and ooh, he looked very scared.
Members of the Ku Klux Klan called up and were blushing. They were so embarrassed. I mean,
we're trying to make everybody think white people are smart, Peter.
now, looky here. I'm be next door to OJ. Been living here for many, many years. In fact, Mr. Drysdale coming over with my money. Right now.
I like that, Miss James.
Haven't the papers pointed out like 50 times that OJ's the only black guy in Brentwood?
Yeah. That's why he's suffering black stress.
His friend, Al Cowling.
Peter, by the way, just for the record, this is Al Michaels. That was a totally farcical call. Lest anybody think that was somebody who was truly across the street. That was not. He said something in code at the end that's indicative of the mentioning of the name of a certain radio talk show host.
Okay, thanks, Al.
So he was not there.
All right, we have them on every coast. Thank you very much.
What did Peter Jennings say?
We have them on every coast.
Code name.
His code name is Bababooey.
Bababooey. I guess it's indicative of some peripheral character, Bababooey. From the talk show radio host.
Now, hold on there, Mr. Michael. I'll be right with you, Mr. Jennings, because this man is making a terrible statement about my reputation.
Peter, we have to point out that there really are no black people that talk like that anywhere.
in the world.
You know, you're a real peckerhead, Peter. This is Al Michaels. I just want to go on the record as saying that. You're going to interrupt the game and...
Peter, you
that
piece
was
of wood.
not a real Negro.
Thank you, Al. I repeat, not a real Negro.
Peter, you block of wood.
I mean,
Wake up.
the words looky here should have sent you running for your life.
Did you listen to the man, Peter?
Al Michaels trying to slap some sense into Peter Jennings.
Wake up, damn it.
We got to get Al Michaels on the phone about that. That's
Peter,
just too funny.
I'm really surprised your head doesn't rattle.
Peter, you idiot, that wasn't a real phone call.
Look, I know Negroes.
Wait, I got to replay that.
I know Negroes. They've got woolly heads, big lips, but they don't talk like that.
It was the same producers as the Dexter phone call, by the way. I spoke with the same two guys.
Yeah?
So I guess they didn't get fired, but maybe they will now.
Oh, so you got the same two
Peter,
guys.
by the way, just for the record, this is Al Michaels. That was a totally farcical call.
What?
Lest anybody think that was somebody who was truly across
nobody thought except for Peter.
the street. That was not. He said something in code at the end that's indicative of the mentioning of the name of a certain radio talk show host.
Okay, thanks, Al.
So he was not there.
All right, we have them on every coast. Thank you very much. Not the first time nor the last time will have been had, but...
I'm too stupid to tell.
Why didn't someone tell me?
By the way, Peter, this is Al Michaels again.
Yes.
Who took your SATs for you?
Well, thank you for the call.
Howard, let me tell you one thing. Peter
And by the way,
Jennings
I
is
don't
good.
approve of the phone call you just made.
What's that?
I said I don't approve of the phone call you made.
Oh, I'll never do it again, Howard.
All right, thank
He
you.
is batting 1,000, though. Every time he calls, he gets in the news.
All I have to say is I want an FME this year.
You got it. Rip out your
Howard,
phone,
guys,
please.
good talking to you.
All right, I'm going to trace you down, and I'm going to stop you.
Now, look at here. I can't be founded, okay?
All right, I know where you lives. You lives next door to
Now, look
OJ.
here, Missy.
You done give away your address.
Mr. Peter Jennings can't be getting me in no types of trouble.
All right, dude.
All right, later, Howard.
Thanks,
Bye,
man.
Robin.
Bye-bye.
Hey, Fred, am I going to see your face the whole show? I don't know what happened to our balance, but now I see you the whole time. What happened to our...
Where are you, Fred, that you're not?
No, I never used to be able to see Fred's eyes or head, and somehow Fred is up higher. What?
Sitting exactly where he normally sits.
I know, but why am I
Notice
seeing
that
you?
they moved this thing back. Is what happened.
Oh,
is
moved
that further
so
back?
I see.
No. Well, you have to move. I think you have to move it closer to
The
you.
more closer I move it, the more I see you.
Really?
Yeah.
No, because I think if you move it closer to you, you won't see me.
The people are right. You're frightening. I mean, I'm looking at you the whole time. It's very
I saw
distracting.
the videotape. I didn't see.
Did you
myself
used to
for
have
like
things?
5 seconds.
Didn't you used to have things piled up in front of your
Yeah,
face?
but the guys from E came in and moved everything.
Yeah,
around.
I don't care what they
Whatever you
do.
want.
I can't look at you during the show.
I think
don't,
that they're looking to get those Fred reaction shots.
I don't care. I'm not looking at Fred for the whole
You're
show.
acting like I'm the one who.
Gary, bring in a paper bag that Fred may wear it. No, you can cut the eyes
I
out.
wear a blindfold.
We're out of paper bags, so plastic would be wrong,
Fred,
right?
better yet, can you put up this? Just try it on, will you?
No, I heard
We
about
won't tie
that
the
when I was
bottom.
a
I
kid.
won't. You don't have to.
It's not a toy.
Let me
It's
see
not
if this
a
works
no,
better.
No, I don't
Would
think
you
so.
rather look at Woolworths?
Just for a second. Let
than
me
Fred?
say. Just try it for a
No,
second.
I can't. I'm sorry. Now it's free advertising. Oh, okay. For 1 second.
Yeah, right. For 1 second. Thank you.
This is gonna make it. Hold on.
See, I can work
Is
that
that
way.
better?
That is better. That's a lot better. If you would just wear that, I wouldn't have to stare at you.
There you go.
All right. Thank you, Fred. All right. Hey, give Fred that. Maybe that would be better. Here's something else you could try. Try this.
Try that.
Yeah.
Better?
Now that's okay.
Well, maybe we should put that on a stick.
Yeah.
So that Fred can just hold that.
All right, I'll put up this sign now, and that'll be just
Oh,
fine.
boy.
Thank you. I don't want to see Fred when I work.
Sorry.
I don't want to see Jackie. I don't want to see anybody.
He just built the Berlin Wall in front of Fred.
There you go. Oh, jeez.
I'm
I
sorry.
think there's a message being sent here, but I'm not sure what it is.
Stay out of my face. All right. Anyway, Robin, where
You're
was
really
I?
afraid of Fred.
Yeah, I don't like looking. It's very disturbing looking at Fred. I can't explain it to
Let's
the people.
analyze this.
I can't explain it.
You should be able to
Well, maybe I better take.
explain everything else.
What?
I hope the camera can get a shot of me now.
I don't know if it can.
The guys can come in and tell me, but
Because
it
I
on
was
the
just
side,
wondering
Alex.
where the camera is.
No, but if you turn it on the side, then it's going to be just as low as it was.
no,
before.
I got this under control. As long as the camera can get me. All right. Now I got to get the microphone to stay still. The microphone just moves. Look, on its own.
Oh,
Look at this.
wonderful.
Look. So I can't. I can't do this show
Facing the
anymore.
microphone.
Get out of here. Get out of here.